Ukraine has reportedly carried out one of its first documented strikes using Soviet-era FAB bombs modified with domestically developed UMPK glide kits, similar to Russia's KAB bombs. These enhanced munitions allow the bombs to glide over long distances with improved accuracy. Currently, the Ukrainian version can strike targets up to 60 kilometers away, with engineers aiming to extend that range to 80 kilometers or more. At higher altitudes, the potential reach could hit 100 kilometers, marking a significant leap in Ukraine's precision strike capabilities. A major fire has broken out at the Zarya plant in Dzerzhinsk, located in Russia's Nizhny Novgorod region. The facility is known for producing machinery used in the chemical, oil and gas, and nuclear sectors, making it a critical component of Russia's industrial infrastructure. The cause of the fire is still unknown, and Russian authorities have yet to release detailed information on the extent of the damage. However, given the sensitive nature of the plant's operations, the incident could have significant implications for both regional industry and broader supply chains. The Zarya plant is one of several recent sites in Russia's defense and industrial complex to be affected by unexplained explosions or fires, raising questions about possible sabotage or internal safety failures. Emergency crews are reportedly on site, working to contain the blaze and assess any risks to nearby areas. Local residents reported hearing multiple blasts before the fire erupted, fueling speculation about the true cause of the incident. Footage from the phone of a neutralized Russian soldier, a different angle of the same dance by African black Russians serving in the ranks of the Russian armed forces, previously published back in December last year. The screenshot shows 200th operator of this video. Russia is increasingly deploying mercenaries from several African countries to fight in Ukraine, offering cash incentives and promises of citizenship. These fighters are often poorly trained and used for high-risk assaults, allowing Russian regular forces to conserve manpower. Their presence highlights Russia's growing reliance on foreign recruits to sustain its war effort. Attention Baltic states. Russian propagandist Soloviev suggests inviting the Houthis and colleagues from Somalia to Russia's Kaliningrad region.
I think it's a good idea to suggest that the Houthis live in the Kaliningrad region.
Good idea.
And invite, for example, colleagues from Somalia. It will be cold for them, they'll get used to it. Right now it's summer, isn't it? They love fishing and seafaring. So they definitely can. It's not by chance, I think, that almost all leaders of the Somali pirates studied in Russian universities. There was some statistic like that.
In Russian.
They play naval battle excellently, right? Therefore, the Houthis will hunt drones. And the Somalians, out of habit, will explain to the Balts who's in charge here.
But here the Baltic states, by the way, stop.
But what about condemning them?
We express deep disagreement. I would even say...
Concerned.
I would say concerned.
President Zelensky met with the leaders of the E5 format, Germany, France, the UK, Italy, Poland, and the NATO Secretary General. He emphasized the importance of strengthening Ukraine's air shield, focusing on air defense systems and interceptors for Iranian Shahed drones. They also discussed increasing pressure on Russia, which is intensifying offensive operations and showing no willingness to end the war. Zelensky stressed the need for action against Russia's energy and banking sectors, its shadow fleet, and called for secondary sanctions.
So, Volodymyr and colleagues, it's good to see you all again. You can count on us, now and in the future, so that you can defend yourself, that you are stronger at the negotiating table, that you can deter aggression in the future, and on your irreversible path into NATO. We support you now and throughout the challenges ahead. No one deserves peace more than Ukraine. I think we are all agreeing on this. And with this, I would like you, Volodymyr, to say a few words, and then we will ask the press to leave and start our discussions.
Thank you very much, dear Mark, dear friends, real our big friends of Ukraine and Ukrainian people. We are so thankful to you that you are with us. I wanted to say still, but I feel that it's continuation. Thank you for your big support to our people, to our soldiers. really, really heroic people, and it's also great that we can count on you, on all the members of NATO, allies, but we are very thankful to you.
Orban said Putin is not the main threat. What else can be expected by Europe's Putin lapdog? Putin is not the main threat. We are stronger. The real danger is losing our position in global trade, Viktor Orban said at the NATO summit in The Hague. Ukrainian law enforcement has detained an agent of the Russian Special Services who attempted to assassinate a National Guardsman in Kyiv by luring him to a fake date with a woman. According to the Security Service of Ukraine, the attacker used an improvised explosive device hidden inside a scooter to execute the planned attack. According to law enforcement, the enemy tasked the suspect to perform a series of terrorist attacks in the northern regions of Ukraine. One of his assignments was to eliminate a serviceman of the National Guard of Ukraine in Kyiv. To do this, the agent lured the Ukrainian soldier into a courtyard in the capital under the pretense of a date with a woman he had supposedly met in a dating chat. When the servicemen arrived at the location, the Russian operatives remotely detonated the improvised explosive device, IED, which had been hidden in a scooter parked near the meeting spot. Fortunately, no one was injured in the incident, the Security Service of Ukraine reported. The enemy agent turned out to be a 19-year-old resident of the Kyiv region who had been seeking easy money through Telegram channels. According to reports, after being recruited, the suspect traveled to Kyiv, settled in a rented apartment, and, following instructions from a handler within the Russian Special Services, manufactured the explosive device. Then he bought a scooter, in the trunk of which he hid an explosive device, and delivered it to the planned site of the terrorist attack. As a result of the explosion, no one was harmed. According to law enforcement, after the attempted attack, the perpetrator was supposed to travel to the city of Pryluki in the Chernihiv region, check into a hotel, and prepare for new missions. One of them involved setting fire to a military vehicle. The suspect was apprehended hot on the trail immediately after the arson attack. During a search, officers discovered components for an explosive device and a phone containing evidence of his collaboration with the enemy. SSU investigators have formally charged the Russian agent. He faces up to 12 years in prison with confiscation of property. Germany and Norway will jointly purchase the latest Joint Strike Missiles for their fifth-generation F-35A fighter jets. The Hartpunkt media reported on this. Germany's Defense Minister Boris Pistorius and his Norwegian counterpart Tore O. Sandvik signed the agreement on June 25th during the NATO summit in The Hague, with Norway taking the lead role in the deal. The joint procurement will allow the air forces to receive their first JSM missiles by the end of 2027. Thanks to this agreement, we are fulfilling our goals within Europe and NATO, joint purchases to save time, reduce bureaucracy, and cut costs. Through this joint initiative, we can have cruise missiles in hand by the end of 2027, Pistorius explained after the signing. On June 4, 2025, the Budget Committee of the German Bundestag approved funding of 478,656,000 euros necessary for the procurement of Joint Strike Missiles. The JSM, developed by the Norwegian company Kongsberg, can strike both surface and land targets, making it a versatile weapon system. It was developed based on the Naval Strike Missile, an anti-ship missile. The warhead weighs 120 kilograms, while the total weight of the missile is 416 kilograms. Its length is 4 meters, and its diameter is 480 millimeters. Its compact size allows the missile to be carried in the internal bays of F-35 fighter jets, as well as under their wings. The JSM has a maximum range of up to 555 kilometers when flying a high-high-low profile, and up to 185 kilometers when flying a low-low-low profile. In addition to Germany and Norway, Japan, the United States, and Australia have already decided to purchase these missiles.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Also, if you want to support Warthog Defense, please become our member and get early access to new videos, exclusive members-only videos, and become administrator in comments section. The membership link is in the description.
Rescues every day. We had a guy last week, it's 6 rescues in 6 days. You know, he's doing the job every day.